guys, and welcome to my first reaction to House of the Dragon. So, these reactions will be out every Monday. This one might be a little bit later than I intend because the universe was really trying to throw a lot of obstacles in my way to get me to react to this, so I apologize if it's a little bit later than maybe you would expect. However, I'm really excited to see. There's a lot of anticipation with this. I've got a couple of actors that I really love in this, and I'm sure more that I will discover through this. I love Olivia Cooke so much from Bates Motel, and then obviously, obviously, seeing Matt Smith again is going to be great, even though possibly a very, very different role than, you know, as the Doctor. But, you know, I feel like the last time I reacted to anything with Matt Smith, and I might be wrong in this, somebody in the comments will be diligent and let me know about if there was anything else. But I think possibly the last thing I reacted to with Matt Smith was when, like, you know, my entire soul died. Technically, deep breath. So, anyway, I'm really, really excited to get into this. Just so you guys know, as per usual with my channel, I have not watched the trailers or anything like that. I'm kind of really wanting to go into this fresh. I don't know the source material, books-wise or anything about these specific characters, so I'm really excited to get into it. All right, let's go. I really hope they have like an iconic opener like Game of Thrones, but maybe not. Let's see.
In those days, House Targaryen stood at the height of its strength, with 10 adult dragons under its yoke.
Wow.
No power in the world could stand against it. Princess Rhaenys Targaryen, the king's eldest descendant, and her younger cousin, Prince Viserys Targaryen, the king's eldest male descendant.
The Prince Viserys Targaryen be made Prince of Dragonstone.
Rhaenys, a woman, would not inherit the Iron Throne.
Oh boy.
The only thing that could tear down the House of the Dragon was itself.
No, I was gonna say was itself. Well, oh boy.
Welcome back, Princess. Every time that golden beast brings you back unspoiled, saves my head from a spike.
Cyrax is growing quickly.
Wow. Oh, the music.
You will lie in this bed soon enough, Rhaenyra. This discomfort is how we serve the realm.
I'd rather serve as a knight and ride to battle in glory.
Okay.
They call him the Crab Feeder, due to his inventive methods of punishing his enemies.
And are we meant to weep
Uh-oh.
for dead pirates?
Not inventive.
No, Your Grace.
Rhaenyra,
If those shipping lanes should fall, it will beggar our ports.
The Crown has heard your report, Lord Corliss, and takes it under advisement.
Does it?
Shall we discuss the Heirs tournament, Your Grace?
That seems a
I
bit
would be
dismissive.
delighted. Will the
Uh-oh.
Maesters name day prediction hold, Melos?
There's a boy in the Queen's belly.
I know it.
Oh.
Sparrow drigo se gama kebus.
Is it honey?
And sin drasma koda brimas to door.
Oh.
Do you know what it is?
It's Valyrian steel, like Dark Sister.
Turn around.
Oh.
Now, you and I both own a small piece of our ancestry.
You want him to have a son? I want to fly with you on Dragonback, see the great wonders across the narrow sea and eat only cake. I'm being serious. I never just about cake. She took Lord Mors Martell of Dawn to husband and burnt her own fleet off Sunsphere to show her people that they were finished running.
What are you doing?
So you remember?
If the Sceptre sees this book,
What? The scepter?
Rhaenyra!
Is it healing?
It has grown slightly, Your Grace.
Uh-oh.
Whatever it is, it needs to be kept quiet. You should leech it again, Megan.
Visenya. She chose the dragon's egg for the cradle that she said reminded her of Vagar.
God be good. His family already has it to Visenya.
Has there been any word from your dear brother?
Not since I named him commander of the City Watch. I'm sure he will re-emerge for the tourney. He can never stay away from the lists.
I'm sure.
The tourney.
This child is a boy, Emma.
Yeah.
I'm certain of it. I've never been more certain of anything.
Uh-oh. What if it's not?
I've lost one babe in the cradle, had 2 stillbirths and 2 pregnancies ended well before their term.
Oh my god.
That's 5 in twice as many years. I know it is my duty to provide you an heir. And I'm sorry if I have failed you in that I am.
Oh my god.
You're a pack of hounds, sated, home for the hunt.
Oh my.
Your brother's city has fallen into squalor. Beginning tonight, King's Landing will learn to fear the colour gold.
Oh my god. Wow!
The prince cannot be allowed to act with this kind of unchecked impunity.
I have no words. Oh!
Brother?
Hi!
Carry on. You were saying something about my impunity. Peoples from every corner of the realm are right now descending upon King's Landing for my brother's tourney. Do you want them mugged, raped, murdered? You might not know this unless you left the safety of the Red Keep, but much of King's Landing is seen by the small folk as lawless and terrifying. Our city should be safe for all its people.
I just hope you don't have to maim half of my city to achieve this.
Time will tell.
That's a point. The time will tell. Oh my god.
You've not been seen in the Vale or at Runestone for quite some time.
I think my bronze bitch is happier for my absence.
Lady Rhea is your wife, a good and honourable lady of the Vale.
In the Vale, men are said to fuck sheep instead of women. I can assure you, the sheep are prettier.
Dear me. You made a vow before the Seven to honour your wife in marriage.
Jack, you're in want of a woman to warm your bed. Your own lady wife passed recently. Did she not?
Okay.
Potter.
Okay. Whoa.
Perhaps you aren't ready to move on just yet.
Whoa.
Queen Emma has begun her labors.
Oh. Okay. Oh man, I feel like I'm gonna watch a horse die.
Good fortune to you, cousin.
I would gladly take it if I thought I needed it.
Oh boy. Oh. Didn't bring the most of luck, but okay. All right. Wow. Goodness me. Oh, that is a look. That is certainly a look.
Prince Daemon Targaryen chooses Sir Gawain Hightower of Old Town, eldest son of the Hand of the King.
Of course he did. Of course he did. His face. He's like, oh god. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Was that necessary? Was that at all necessary?
Now, I'm fairly certain I can win these games, Lady Alicent. Having your favour would all but assure it.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Something that, oh, no. Oh God. Something with the birth. I mean,
What's happening?
I know birth
The infant
typically
is in
probably
breach, Your
isn't
Grace.
pleasant.
All attempts.
And the day grows ugly. These nights are as green as summer grass. None have known real war. Their lord sent them to the tourney field with fists full of steel and balls full of seed. And we expect them to act with honour and grace. It's a marvel that war didn't break out at first blood.
It's too early to tell, but I might really like those too. This is horrific. So is possibly this. I don't, oh God.
During a difficult birth, it sometimes becomes necessary for the father to make an impossible choice.
Speak it.
To sacrifice one,
Oh my God.
or to lose them both.
You can save the child.
We must either act now, or leave it with the gods.
Damn. This would be quite the matchup. Oh my goodness. Was that necessary? I keep saying that. Oh, shit. Oh, he's mad. Oh. Oh! Oh!
Yield. Yield.
Wow. Oh my God.
I was hoping to ask for the princess's favor.
Oh! Oh my God, this is so...
Congratulations, Your Grace. You have a son. It's a boy. A new heir, Your Grace.
Oh my God. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Dracarys!
No. Oh my God. This is hitting me hard for like a first episode.
No one here can know what Daemon would do were he king, but no one can doubt his ambition. Look at what he did with the gold cloaks.
If the gods should visit some further tragedy on you, either by design or accident...
What are you saying? My brother would murder me. Take my crown. Are you? Please.
Oh.
Daemon has ambition, yes.
Oh.
But not for the throne.
Who else would have a claim?
The king's firstborn child, Rhaenyra. Occur.
Oh boy.
How is his grace?
Very low. Which is why I sent for you. I thought you might go to him, offer him comfort.
In his chambers. When my mother died. People only ever spoke to me in riddles. All I wanted was for someone to say that they were sorry for what happened to me. I'm very sorry, Your Grace.
Oh, that was very sweet.
Prince Daemon bought out one of the pleasure houses on the Street of Silk.
King and council have long ruled my position as next in line for the throne.
Did you say it?
I don't know what you mean.
You will address me as your grace, or I will have my Kingsguard cut out your tongue. The heir for a day. Did you say it?
We must all mourn in our own way, Your Grace.
My family has just been destroyed. But instead of being by my side over Rhaenyra's, you chose to celebrate your own rise! Laughing with your whores and your lick-spittles! You have no allies at court but me! I have only ever defended you! Yet everything I've given you, you've thrown back in my face!
You've only ever tried to send me away. 10 years you've been king, and yet not once have you asked me to be your hand.
Why would I do that?
Because I'm your brother. In the blood of the dragon runs thick. I've only ever spoken the truth. I see Otto Hightower for what he is.
An unwavering and loyal
A
hand.
cunt!
What?
A second son who stands to inherit nothing he doesn't seize for himself.
You're weak, Viserys.
I have decided to name a new heir.
I'm your heir.
Not anymore. You are to return to Moonstone and your lady wife at once.
Okay.
And you are to do so without quarrel.
Oh, I don't
By
think...
order of your king.
Okay. Okay. Oh, this is getting crazy. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Uh-oh.
Everyone says Targaryens are closer to gods than to men. But they say that because of our dragons. Without them, we're just like everyone else.
There are power men should never have trifled with. One that brought Valyria its doom. If we don't mind our own histories, it will do the same to us. Targaryen must understand this to be king. Or queen. I'm sorry, Rhaenyra. I have wasted the years since you were born, wanting for a son.
Promise to be faithful to King Viserys and his named heir, the Princess Rhaenyra. I pledge fealty to them and shall defend them against all enemies.
Oh boy.
I, Ormond Baratheon, promise to be faithful.
Aegon foresaw the end of the world of men. Just to begin with a terrible winter, gusting out of the distant north.
I, Rickon Stark, Lord of Winterfell.
A king or queen, strong enough to unite the realm against the cold and the dark. Aegon called his dream the Song of Ice and Fire.
Oh, wow.
This secret, it's been passed from king to heir since Aegon's time. Now you must promise to carry it. I do hereby name Rhaenyra Targaryen, Princess of Dragonstone, and heir to the Iron Throne.
Oh, the music. Oh my god, I got chills. Okay. Oh my god. I have chills. Okay. All right. Oh my goodness, guys. That was really, really great. I loved it. I loved the acting. I loved the complexity of the situation at hand with this successor. And how important that is. And I really, there was a lot that I truly loved about all of this. And I just can't wait to get into. Truly, I want to reiterate what I said at the beginning of the reaction, that I don't know much at all about these characters. And I love that. I know that there will be people who do not love that in regards to reactions, because people get very vocal about it in other things that I don't, read the source material or, whatever. But I love it because I'm looking at pretty much every single character and having no idea who to really trust, root for, what their motivations are. A lot kind of reminiscent of a lot of the earlier days in Game of Thrones and stuff, you kind of don't really know where certain people may land with their loyalties or motivations or whatever it is. And I kind of really love that. I love going in and there's this situation of a successor, and let's just dive right on into it. So obviously we see the king, I think they said 9 years into his reign, and what could be a really interesting relationship with his daughter. You know, obviously there was a little bit of, you know, hurt or maybe even resentment, because it probably seemed like he just wanted a son. He wanted a son so badly that, I mean, to infer a bit, you know, his wife, Amma, I apologize if I am not good with the names just yet. Just give me a few episodes and I'm going to try my best to really get them down. But that his, you know, that she had so many miscarriages, and or what she was saying, like, didn't really come to term, and you know, it just, I felt horrible in that whole scenario, and the fact that he kind of wanted to be able to save the son, and then that's, I don't really want to comment too much on that, because I know that that's a very real thing that some people have to face when it comes to childbirth, even, you know, nowadays, let alone with the medicine of back then. I know it's like a fantasy world, but back then, you know what I mean. And to the kind of just, it's really interesting to see where he goes at the end of this episode, to kind of unfortunately have this horrific thing, maybe be able to see his daughter right in front of his eyes, and this choice that he made, and whether or not he will regret that choice, I have no idea. I'm sure he's gonna, he won't regret it in the sense of regretting maybe choosing her. I actually have no idea. I can't really say. But I think that it's interesting also from her perspective. You know, earlier on in the episode, she's talking about how she really, you know, is kind of happy with her place. And I know that there was a hurt from her father, you know, and her comment of, I wonder if for the few moments or whatever that my brother was alive, that my dad was finally happy. Now, I don't really know if that's from a place of her really wanting to be the successor, right? Or if that's just, you know, deep childhood trauma of knowing that your father kind of always thought you weren't good enough, or you just weren't born a male. So, you know, and how can that relationship go forward and maybe get mended? And I think that it's possible that it could, but again, I don't know these characters that well, and I think that the show is doing a really great job of kind of holding their not just motivations but personalities and stuff a little close to the chest, so that I really can't figure out what way a lot of this is going to go, except for maybe one thing that I might put good money on, but that being that I don't think Damon is really gonna just, you know, take it lightly and say, okay, see you guys later. I don't think that's gonna happen, but whatever, we'll see, I guess. But that was really interesting. I loved the I loved the actor who played the Hand of the King, Hightower. Cannot remember the first name. I apologize again. Because I can't really get a good read on him either. Now, he seems to be kind of possibly more loyal, level-headed, maybe type of person versus Damon, right? There seems to be a little back and forth there. But I mean, we haven't seen too much. And I will say I did have a moment, and I still, to this, if you guys want to weigh in your thoughts on that, with him sending his daughter to comfort the king, could it have been a very innocent gesture, or it could have been a sending off your female child to, I mean, you know where I'm going with this, right? So I really couldn't get a read on that scene, and I'm sure that a lot of people will have opinions on it. But I personally, yeah, I obviously had a moment watching it going, oh, uh-oh. That could very much solidify his, you know, place at court, and you know, he is the hand of the king, but maybe more so in the family, or I don't know. But I'm just, you know, but that's what I love, if I can say that. I love the idea that I don't actually know if he's really trying to do that, or if that was just, you know, a more innocent thing to you know, he sees his dear friend struggling. I don't know. Lot of really interesting characters. I cannot think of their name, but the couple of the woman who might have been the heir if the king didn't get it, they seem really interesting. I'm kind of intrigued by them a lot. Again, we didn't see too much, but I'm very intrigued by that as well. And I truly, and I have to talk about Rhaenyra. I, again, apologize if I'm saying it wrong, because I probably am. Give me a hot second, okay? I like her. First of all, the actress is great, and that sometimes can be very difficult with younger actors and actresses. And I really like her so far, and she seems to have a good head on her shoulders, but she also seems to have a bit of a strength that I think was really conveyed in this episode that I really liked, kind of exploring as little as we can. But again, we're just getting these like little nuggets of these characters, and I really, really like that. And then obviously I find her relationship, I think the most interested I am is her relationship with Damon, because they seem to have a little bit of a back and forth. There doesn't seem to be a ton of resentment towards maybe her. Maybe now there is, I don't know. But they seem to be very kind of honest with each other of who each other is. And there seems to be a camaraderie between the two. I don't know. Again, I don't know these characters that well, and I'm just going off of what little I've seen, but it seems like a very interesting relationship, and I hope that they explore that a little bit more. Maybe not, you know, right away, because he seems to be taking off. Okay, so, you know, obviously I'm probably going to end these post-episode thoughts on Damon, and I'm really excited for anybody who maybe hasn't seen Matt Smith in anything before to find out how wonderful of an actor he is. I think he's got a really interesting eye. And I know, listen, guys, okay? I might be biased, okay? But he's got such a great vibe so far. You can tell he is, we'll say, cruel in some aspects. You can tell that he is intense. You can tell in some scenes there's a little charm there as well. And it's really interesting. I don't really know what... Again, I don't mean to harp on this, but I don't know what his motivations are. What he wants out of all of this. You know, I would think that he wants the throne. But I could be... there seem to be some implications in that. But, and I just... not being named heir anymore and everything that's going on, and it just, okay. I think he's out here possibly trying to play some chess, okay? And he's making moves. This is just me speculating, and I don't know, and I really truly don't know. And if you guys could... if you guys can, because I know some people just do not have that willpower. If you do know the story, these characters, please try to not just like blatantly say what's going to happen in the comment section below. And those of you who don't and are going into this more so with my perspective, be careful going into the comment section, because if, you know, being a reactor for this long has taught me anything, people can't help themselves. So, and there might be things that detract and deter from, you know, and all of that as well. But, you know, I just wanted to say that. But I don't think he is not, if I can bet on one thing, he is not just going to say, okay, cool, and just doop-de-doop, like walk off into the sunset. I think you're going to get, there's going to be a situation. It's very rude. Sirens going off while I'm trying to talk about Matt Smith. But I think there's going to be a situation. And I think they need to brace themselves. But the family dynamic is really interesting. And I'm really excited to explore more of these characters. Even some characters that I don't even, you know. Or no, I don't know any of them. But the characters that were only like briefly shown and stuff, I can't wait to dive into it. I thought it was a great first hour of television for this show. I'm really curious to see what the response has been otherwise, but I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I think that is about it for my post-episode thoughts. I do want to say something, and what I'm about to say is a little bit more personal to me, so if you don't care about me at all, I totally get it. You're just here for the reaction and the thoughts and all of that stuff. You can click off right here. Okay, goodbye, see you next week. Okay, so for those of you, hi, those of you who stayed, love you guys. This was a tough reaction for me to get through, and I'm going to be a little vulnerable right now. The scene with, I just want to say this, the scene with the birth or whatever happened during the birth may not be included in my reaction. It's probably, honestly, possibly for the best, because it might be a little graphic, but there were other graphic scenes in this, so, you know, YouTube might have a problem with that anyway. But I had to actually pause the episode because I was starting to feel faint watching that. I struggle with this thing, and I've had it for a good portion of my life, and there's literally 2 triggers. I can watch the goriest shit. I can want, like, I'm not, I guess this does make me squeamish, but in general, it's 2 things that get me. Needles, which most of you know, and any sort of violence or mutilation to a female's genitalia region. I don't know why. I don't know I actually tried to get it looked at by a doctor and all of that stuff. But for some reason, when scenes like that show up, blood stops going to my brain and I faint. And I felt it coming on. And sometimes I get a little bit of anxiety when it's in a show like this, especially if I'm on camera, because I think, you know, I just anticipate like, oh my God, I'm gonna faint, I'm gonna faint. And when they were talking about cutting at the womb and stuff like that, I literally braced myself, and when that scene came up, I literally had to stop the episode and take care of myself for a second, because I was genuinely losing a little bit of my vision. So the reason that I'm telling you guys this is that a lot of that scene might not be included, because I had to sort of go through it pretty quickly. And I guess on some level, I just want to sometimes be honest about things that I do struggle with, in case there's anybody out there that can relate, or so you don't feel alone. But in general, I'll probably regret talking about this at the end of this video, but in general, I don't like discussing this because it makes me feel kind of weak in general. That like literally a scene, and it's not childbirth scenes. Typically I can get through those fine. I've reacted to plenty of things that have had childbirth scenes and stuff. It's actual physical, I don't know what it is, but anyway. It does make me feel weak, and I know I probably shouldn't, but it does. And I also have a hard time talking about it and discussing it because, and I know this is probably stupid, or I shouldn't feel this way, but I do feel this way, so this is just me being completely honest. It makes me feel like I am being insensitive or disrespectful to women who have actually had to go through some horrific things like that. That the fact that I like watching it or referring to it or anything like that makes me faint. And it's not something I can help. It's not, you know. Anyway, that being said, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Those of you who have followed me for a while and care. It only happened like one other time. There was, and then there was also a time that something had to get blurred for me during The Witcher. You guys can probably figure out what that was if you watch that, but anyway, I just wanted to be honest about that. I might regret that as soon as I post this video, but sometimes I think it's good to be vulnerable about that kind of stuff and just be transparent with you guys. So literally watched half of this episode, had to break and collect myself for the second half. So that, in addition to all of the shit that happened earlier today, to make this, I'm sure this is going to be late and I apologize, but thank you to all of you guys who support me and understand why I might want to share that kind of stuff with you guys. So, been a long day. Let's get to editing, and hopefully you guys will see this reaction soon. Thank you guys for all of the support that you guys have given me. I'm feeling a little emotional right now. I just really appreciate that. I'm so happy to have Matt Smith back on my screen. We did not see Olivia Cook just yet, but that's okay. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you would like to support me on Patreon or subscribe, I would really appreciate it. But if not, I'm just happy that you are here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.